The vision got to grow, Mr. Mayor. I'm contained. But I'm
I'm sure you are.
I'm tired of Mayberry.
All right, we haven't done the cemetery ordinance yet.
Okay.
All right, we're now on 2.3, the cemetery ordinance, on second reading. Nobody spoke on the public hearing in that regard. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion on this? Ms. Connie, if you'll call the roll.
Alderman Ellis, are you the one that made the motion?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ms. Sneed, your second.
Mr. Mason.
Ms. Mason.
Mr. Mason. Hubbard.
Aye.
Snyder. Aye. Carneal.
Aye.
Sneed.
Aye.
Head.
Yes.
Ellis.
Aye.
Mason.
Aye.
Passed 7-0.
All right. Now we're at 2.4. This is our budget and tax rate ordinance for the new year. And because it is a first reading on this ordinance, who's going to read it? Ms. Jane Murphy, our city recorder, will read this as is required by law. And let me tell you that it is long and very boring, but it is required by law. Ms. Jane?
Yes, sir. Ordinance 1308, an ordinance of the City of Springfield, Tennessee, adopting the annual budget and tax rate for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2013 through June 30th, 2014. Whereas Tennessee Code Annotated Title 9, Chapter 1, Section 116 requires that all funds of the state of Tennessee and all its political subdivisions shall first be appropriated before being expended, and that only funds that are available shall be appropriated. And whereas the municipal budget law of 1982 requires that the governing body of each municipality adopt and operate under an annual budget ordinance presenting a financial plan with at least the information required by that state statute, that no municipality shall expend any monies regardless of the source except in accordance with the budget ordinance, and that the governing body shall not make any appropriation in excess of estimated available funds. And whereas the governing body has published the annual operating budget and budgetary comparisons of the proposed budget with the prior year actual and the current year estimated in a newspaper of general circulation not less than 10 days prior to the meeting where the governing body will consider final passage of the budget. Now therefore be it ordained by the City of Springfield, Tennessee as follows. Section 1, that the governing body estimates anticipated revenue of the municipality from all sources to be as follows. General fund, local taxes, fiscal 2012 actual, $11,211,195. 2013 estimated, $11,552,307. 2014 proposed, $12,584,018. Intergovernmental revenue, 2012 actual, $3,063,841. 2013 estimated, $3,435,054. 2014 proposed, $3,329,343. Fines and forfeitures, 2012 actual, $215,481. 2013 estimated, $258,000. 2014 proposed, $229,000. Miscellaneous revenue, 2012 actual, $2,203,880. 2013 estimated, $1,976,252. 2014 proposed, $2,251,654. Total revenue, 2012 actual, $16,704,397. 2013 estimated, $17,221,613. 2014 proposed, $18,394,015. Fund balance, 2012 actual, $3,139,128. 2013 estimated, $2,720,961. 2014 proposed, $2,330,254. Total available funds, 2012 actual, $19,843,525. 2013 estimated, $19,942,574. 2014 proposed, $20,724,269. State Street Aid Fund. Intergovernmental revenue, 2012 actual, $425,972. 2013 estimated, $425,000. 2014 proposed, $400,000. Total revenue, $425,972. 2013 estimated, $425,000. 2014 proposed, $400,000. Fund balance, 2012 actual, $280,387, 2013 estimated, $574,492, 2014 proposed, $287,674. Total available funds, 2012 actual, $706,359, 2013 estimated, $999,492, 2014 proposed, $687,674. Drug fund, court fines and cost and total revenue. 2014 actual, $23,190. 2013 estimated, $11,000. 214,000 proposed, $10,000. Fund balance, 2012 actual, $280,638. 2013 estimated, $207,357. 2014 proposed, $118,357. Total available funds, actual 2012, $303,828. 2013 estimated, $218,357. 2014 proposed, $128,357. Federal asset forfeiture. Total revenue, 2012 actual, $17,927. 2013 estimated, 0. 2014 proposed, $10,000. Fund balance, 2012 actual, $33,580. 2013 estimated, $51,507. 2014 proposed, $51,507. 2012 actual, total available funds, 2012 actual, $51,507. 2013 estimated, $51,507. 2014 proposed, $61,507. Radio maintenance fund. Total revenue, 2012 actual, 0. 2013 estimated, $20,920. 2014 proposed, $25,807. Fund balance, 2012 actual, $20,441. 2013 estimated, $20,441. 2014 proposed, $41,361. Total available funds, 2012 actual, $20,441. 2013 estimated, $41,361. 2014 proposed, $67,168. Sex Offender Registry Fund. Total revenue, 2012 actual, $3,300. 2013 estimated, $3,600. 2014 proposed, $4,000. Fund balance, 2012 actual, $8,847. 2013 estimated, $8,680. 2014 proposed, $7,080. Total available funds, 2012 actual, $12,147. 2013 estimated, $12,280. 2014 proposed, $11,080. Cemetery fund. Total revenue, 2000 actual, $296. 2013 estimated, $229. 2014 proposed, 0. Fund balance, $219,513. 2013 estimated, $121,809. 2014 proposed, $52,038. Total available funds, 2012 actual, $219,809. 2013 estimated, $122,038. 2014 proposed, $52,038. Industrial development. Total revenue, 2012 actual, $296. 2013 estimated, $250. 2014 proposed, $100. Fund balance, 2012 actual, $239,029. 2013 estimated, $157,588. 2014 proposed, $78,694. Total available funds, 2012 actual, $239,325. 2013 estimated, $157,838. 2014 proposed, $78,794. Sanitation. Total revenue, 2012 actual, $1,001,766. 2013 estimated, $1,014,625. 2014 proposed, $1,417,125. Fund balance, 2012 actual, $372,717. 2013 estimated, $332,713. 2014 proposed, $272,870. Total available funds, 2012 actual, $1,374,483. 2013 estimated, $1,347,338. 2014 proposed, $1,689,995. Stormwater management. Total revenue, 2012 actual, $149,966. 2013 estimated, $354,368. 2014 proposed, $440,000. Fund balance, 2012 actual, 0. 2013 estimated, 5,567. 2014 proposed, 36,113. Total available funds, 2012 actual, 149,966. 2013 estimated, 359,935. 2014 proposed, 476,113. Water, total revenue, fiscal 2012 actual, 5,951,056. 2013 estimated, 6,434,929. 2014 proposed, 6,501,252. Fund balance, 2012 actual, 27,366. 2013 estimated, 30,795. 2014 proposed, 537,271. Total available funds, 2012 actual, 5,978,422. 2013 estimated, 6,465,724. Fiscal 2014 proposed, 7,038,523. Wastewater. Total revenue, 2012 actual, 3,166,852. 2013 estimated, 3,307,962. 2014 proposed, 4,011,287. Fund balance, 2012 actual, 1,921,482. 2013 estimated, 1,961,789. 2014 proposed, 1,818,236. Total available funds, 2012, 5,088,334. 2013 estimated, 5,269,751. 2014, 5,829,523. Natural gas, total revenue, fiscal 2012 actual, 9,546,720. 2013 estimated, 11,820,563. 2014, 12,370,821. Fund balance, 2012, 4,285,455. 2013, 4,674,942. 2014, 3,674,942. Total available funds, 2012, 13,832,175. 2013, 16,495,505. 2014 proposed, 16,045,763. Electric, total revenue, 2012, 26,839,052. 2013, 29,215,705. 2014 proposed, 30,263,956. Fund balance, 2012, 827,615. 2013, 1,405,663. 2014 proposed, 1,475,336. Total available funds, 2012, 27,666,667. 2013, 30,621,368. 2014 proposed, 31,739,292. Special Electric Plant Fund. Total revenue, fiscal 2012, 5,435. 2013, 5,488. 2014 proposed, 5,000. Fund balance, 2012 actual, 345,351. 2013, 350,786. 2014 proposed, 356,274. Total available funds, 2012, 350,786. 2013, 356,274. 2014, 361,274. Electric Capital Reserve Fund. Total revenue, 2012, 250,006. 2013, 250,008. 2014 proposed, 400,000. Fund balance, 2012 actual, 2,753,904. 2013 estimated, 2,981,428. 2014 proposed, 3,119,831. Total available funds, 2012, 3,003,910. 2013, 3,231,436. 2014 proposed, 3,519,831. Gas Capital Reserve Fund. Total revenue, 2012, 425,040. 2013, 450,000. 2014 proposed, 450,000. Fund balance, 2012 actual, $1,548,831. 2013, $1,823,781. 2014 proposed, $1,967,380. Total available funds, 2012, $1,973,871. 2013, $2,273,781. 2014 proposed, $2,417,380. Sanitation Capital Reserve Fund. Total revenue, 2012, actual $75,000, 2013, $75,000, 2014 proposed, $75,000. Fund balance, 2012, $315,832, 2013, $349,424, 2014 proposed, $357,999. Total available funds, 2012, $390,832, 2013, $424,424, 2014 proposed, $432,999. Stormwater Management Capital Reserve Fund. Total revenue, 2012, 0, 2013, 2,000, 2014 proposed, 2,000. Fund balance, 2012 actual, 0, 2013 estimated 0, 2014 proposed 2,000. Total available funds, 2012, 0, 2013 estimated 2,000, 2014 proposed 4,000. Wastewater Capital Reserve. Total revenue, 2012, 180,000, 2013, 250,000, 2014, 250,000. Fund balance, 2012, $2,658,767. 2013, $2,556,865. 2014 proposed, $2,456,993. Water Capital Reserve Fund. Fiscal 2012 actual total revenue, $75,000. 2013, $250,000. 2014, $300,000. Fund balance, 2012, $2,362,642. 2013, $2,207,557. 2014 proposed, $2,167,445. Total available funds, 2012, $2,437,642. 2013, $2,457,557. 2014, $2,467,455. Wastewater Capacity Fund. Total revenue, fiscal 2012, $11,666. 2013, $11,500. 2014 proposed, $15,000. Fund balance, 2012, $127,800. 2013, $109,466. 2014, $90,966. Total available funds, 2012, $139,466. 2013, $120,966. 2014 proposed, $105,966. Water Capacity Fund. Total revenue, 2012, $22,779, 2013, $45,000, 2014, $30,000. Fund balance, 2012, $199,645, 2013, $132,423, 2014 proposed, $87,423. Total available funds, 2012, $222,424, 2013, $177,423, 2014 proposed, $117,423. Section 2, that the governing body appropriates from these anticipated revenues and unexpended and unencumbered funds as follows. General Fund, General Government, 2012 actual, $3,256,241. 2013, $3,988,310. 2014 proposed, $4,312,997. Public Safety, 2012, $6,872,902. 2013, $7,330,929. 2014 proposed, $7,453,762. Public Works, 2012, $2,531,981. 2013, $1,885,861. 2014 proposed, $2,004,089. Parks and Recreation, 2012 actual, $2,066,232. 2013, $2,134,643. 2014 proposed, $2,200,179. Debt service, 2012 actual, $2,395,208. 2013, $2,272,577. 2014 proposed, $2,586,216. Total appropriations, 2012, $17,122,564. 2013, $17,612,320. 2014 proposed, $18,557,243. State street aid, streets and total appropriation. Fiscal 2012 actual, $131,867. 2013, $711,818. 2014 proposed, $450,000. Drug fund, police, and total appropriations. Fiscal 2012, $96,471. 2013, $100,000. 2014 proposed, $128,357. Other special funds. Federal asset forfeiture, 2012 actual, 0. 2013 estimated, 0. 2014 proposed, $61,507. Radio maintenance fund, 2012 actual, 0. 2013, 0. 2014, $67,168. Sex offender registry fund, 2012, $3,467. 2013, $5,200. 2014 proposed, $11,080. Cemetery, 2012, $98,000. 2013, $70,000. 2014, $52,038. Industrial development, 2012 actual, $81,737. 2013, $79,144. 2014 proposed, $78,794. Enterprise funds, sanitation, 2012, $1,041,770. 2013, $1,074,468. 2014, $1,474,026. Stormwater management, 2012, $144,399. 2013, $323,822. 2014, $436,924. Wastewater, 2012, $3,126,545. 2013, $3,475,953. 2014, $4,077,206. Water, 2012, $5,947,627. 2013, $5,972,394. 2014 proposed, $6,338,761. Natural gas, 2012, $9,147,491. 2013, $12,820,563. 2014 proposed, $12,343,602. Electric, 2012 actual, $26,261,004. 2013, $29,146,032. 2014 proposed, $30,101,908. Other special funds. Special electric, 2012, 0. 2013, 0. 2014 proposed, $140,000. Electric capital reserve, 2012, $22,482. 2013, $111,605. 2014, $470,000. Gas capital reserve, 2012, $150,090. 2013, $306,401. 2014 proposed, $384,897. Wastewater capital reserve, 2012, $281,902. 2013, $349,872. 2014 proposed, $449,287. Water capital reserve, 2012, $230,085. 2013, $290,102. 2014 proposed, $290,102. Sanitation capital reserve, 2012, $41,408. 2013, $66,425. 2014 proposed, $66,425. Stormwater management, 2012, 0. 2013, 0. 2014, 0. Water Capacity Fund, 2012, $90,000, 2013, $90,000, 2014, proposed $90,000. Wastewater Capacity Fund, 2012, $30,000, 2013, $30,000, 2014, $30,000. Section 3, at the end of the current fiscal year, the governing body estimates balances or deficits as follows. General Fund, $2,330,254. State Street Aid Fund, $287,674. Drug Fund, $118,357. The governing body recognizes that the municipality has bonded and other indebtedness as follows. Bonds, debt redemption, $45,948,612. Interest requirements, $11,645,823. Debt authorized and unissued, 0, and condition of sinking fund, $335,442. Notes, debt redemption, $4,799,300. Interest requirements, $606,403. Debt unauthorized and unissued, 0, sinking fund, 0. Capital leases, debt redemption, 0, interest requirement, 0, debt authorized and unissued, 0, condition and sinking fund, 0. And other debt, debt redemption, 0, interest requirement, 0, debt authorized and unissued, 0, and condition of sinking fund, 0. Section 5, during the coming fiscal year, the governing body has planned capital projects and proposed funding as follows. Citywide projects. Proposed amount financed by appropriations, $3,437,225. Proposed amount financed by debt, $15,089,206. Section 6. No appropriation listed above may be exceeded without an amendment of the budget ordinance as required by the Municipal Budget Law of 1982, TCA Section 6-56-208. In addition, no appropriation may be made in excess of available funds except to provide for an actual emergency threatening the health, property, or lives of the inhabitants of the municipality and declared by a 2/3 vote of at least a quorum of the governing body in accord with Section 6-56-205 of the Tennessee Code Annotated. Section 7. Money may be transferred from one appropriation to another in the same fund only by appropriate ordinance by the governing body, subject to such limitations and procedures as may describe as allowed by Section 6-56-209 of the Tennessee Code Annotated. Any resulting transfers shall be reported to the governing body at its next regular meeting and entered into the minutes. Section 8. A detailed financial plan will be attached to this budget and become part of the budget ordinance. In addition, the published operating budget and budget comparison shown by fund with beginning and ending fund balances and the number of full-time equivalent employees required by Section 6-56-206 Tennessee Code Annotated will be attached. Section 9. If for any reason a budget ordinance is not adopted prior to the beginning of the next fiscal year, the appropriations in this budget ordinance shall become the appropriations for the next fiscal year until the adoption of the new budget ordinance in accordance with Section 6-56-210 Tennessee Code Annotated, provided sufficient revenues are being collected to support the continuing appropriation. Approver of the Director of the Division of Local Finance and the Comptroller of the Treasury for a continuation budget will be requested if any indebtedness is outstanding. Section 10. A property tax rate of $1.15 per 100 of assessed value on all real and personal property will be levied in a separate ordinance following the receipt of the certified tax rate. This rate will require an increase above the tax neutral rate. Section 11. All encumbered balances of appropriations remaining at the end of the fiscal year shall lapse and revert to the respective fund balances. Section 12. This ordinance shall take effect on July 1st, 2013, the public welfare requiring
it. Jane, that applause is for two things. Your endurance.
And theirs.
And thank goodness it's over. Now that's an anachronism that needs to be done away with, I'll tell you what. We ought to talk to our state representative and see if he can't do something about that. All right, that required 28 minutes. So, all right, is there a motion that this be approved on first reading?
Second.
Duly moved and seconded. Any discussion? This will require a total of 3 readings, as is always. Public hearing will be held as well. And we need to schedule an extra meeting so that we can stay on target. I would look to 2 weeks from tonight. If you'll look at your calendars at June the 4th at 7 o'clock, since it's an extra meeting. And if there are changes to the budget that, I'm just making a suggestion that you would like to make at that time, or any reductions to where you can change it up or down, that would be in order. Any discussion tonight?
This is June 4th, 7 o'clock, right?
Beg pardon, 7 o'clock on June 4th. Mr. Sneed?
2.4.
Yeah.
The only thing I've got, I'd like to make a statement that, just for the record, that the agenda that we're working with tonight has been available for public record. Maybe some of them have been in the back for review. And we're about to discuss and vote on, if someone may correct me, but it's the largest tax increase in the city's history.
That is wrong.
Is wrong?
Yes, so there was a
Where would it rank?
43-cent increase in 1983 to 84.
So it ranks up there.
Yes, sir.
We are about to discuss that, and the who's who of business leaders, most of the bank officers and spokesmen for the Chamber of Commerce have left the building during the recess we just had without a word to me or the gentleman on either side of me about this issue. When we're 20+ million in debt, a cash reserve that's reached its lowest limit, safe to go without a compromise to our bond rating. And the only issue worth their time or phone calls this week have been the consumption of alcohol. I don't know what message this means to some of y'all, but I know what it means to me. That's just what I want to say for the record.
All right, sir.
Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Hubbard?
First of all, I would like to say that I was on the board in 1989 when the tax rate was $2.05. Back on the board when we dropped it down to $1.14 in 1997. On the board, and when we changed it to $1 in 2002. I would like to say that Mr. Nutting and his staff did a very meticulous and very good job in outlining and presenting us with this budget. Because of the protection of our credit rating, our debt service obligation, our service demand as we propel the city into growth, as far as keeping a substantial operational budget, that we need to do this. And he also projected, when we had our last meeting, showing that to keep a sustained operational budget for the next 3 years, did the debt service go down, and we'll be looking at these type of tax increases. See, economic 101, gentlemen, is simply supply and demand. You either supply the money or you lose ground, because the demand is not going to stop. And in order to have the viable city that we want, understand me, which is going to attract the type of people that we want. See, my argument, and I'm going to say this, and some of you might not agree with me, I want this city to change from the culture of being a safe haven for just complacency, barely making it, understand me, because we have to watch the growth in Nashville. It's coming our way. So we're trying to grow a city and create a culture of being a progressive city that people will want to come to. So I definitely support all the very good work that the city manager and the staff did. They managed the personnel. Everything was done very well. And we cut to the bare bone last year. So therefore, I appeal to this board to have the courage to grow their city and to be a leader and stand firm, because most of your people demand it. And I see some business people, I see some lawyers, and I see the president of the Chamber of Commerce sitting here, and they want us to grow.
I want to point out that in this budget, as it was outlined to us a couple of weeks ago, and I made these same comments at Good Morning Robertson County last week. We're in the business of providing services. Now, this general fund, which is what the tax increase is all related to, is what takes care of public safety. That includes this fine police department, a Class 3 fire protection, which is the same rating that Metro Nashville has. It includes public works, it includes parks and recreation, all of those things. We do that with 152 employees. From 2009, from fiscal year 2009 to fiscal year 2014, which is what we're proposing, in that 5-year period, we have held our personnel costs totally to an increase of 2.3% over 5 years. Our employees are paying much more for their insurance. We've done very modest raises for employees, or none at all, in several years. But the total personnel costs have gone up 2.3% over 5 years. Now the cost of our personnel altogether is about $10 million of that general fund. That's how the services are provided. To that police officer who comes when you call, to 3 fire companies that are available to answer about 2,600 calls for service a year. And that went from 800 calls a year before we started first responders, to 2,600 calls a year. So that's what you get with this amount of money. Let me give you one other statistic. From 1988 to the year 2013, 25 years, we raised our taxes not at all. So in the last 25 years, you have had a tax increase of 6 cents. You throw this 26 cents in, if all of it is approved, and add the 6 that we've already approved, it would be a tax increase of 32 cents over 26 years. That's pretty significant. When a penny brings in, each penny of increase brings in $35,000, actually $34,900 and something. So we have been extremely conservative. And you have to look that during this period of time, and I'm looking back even back into the 90s now, we reformed the government in with a referendum that the people put in by a vote of about 70% for and 30% against. From that time on, prior to that, let me say that, the tax rate had doubled in about 6 years. Since this new government's been in effect, it's gone up 6 cents. And even if this increase is enacted, it will have gone up totally from 83 cents to $1.15 over this entire period. I don't know of many businesses who can claim to have kept costs down any more than that and moved forward. Travis Price Park has been improved. Martin Luther King Park has been established. A college campus has been located here. Money has been set aside for library improvements. You've seen a greenway put into effect. You have seen more sidewalk projects than ever before. Our tennis courts have been expanded. And this isn't the end of it, because you've got families saying, hey, we don't have enough ball fields to play on. We've got this, we've got that, we've got the other that we need. And all of these things are what makes a community livable, with a strong quality of life, and that's what we have to continue to move forward. Now, we've been conservative, and we welcome comments and suggestions, but I submit that there's not, and I've kept abreast of the news in the last 2 or 3 weeks. You've got tax increases proposed for White House. You've got increases, significant increases for Smyrna. You've got, of course, Metro did a tremendous increase, I guess it was 2 years ago. So and we're in the ballpark with these cities in the range of 80, and I'm not talking Metro, that's much higher, but around $1, give or take a little. I think Clarksville's up maybe at $1.25 or something like that. But Goodlettsville has went up last year. So we're in that ballpark and trying to be comparable. If you want these services to be comparable to what those that you envy in other places, this is what you have to do. And that's what is being proposed. Now, we have a motion, and keep in mind, this is going to go through 2 more readings. There will be a public hearing on it. I commend the staff for all the hours that were put in on it, and I know you've given it your best. We're looking at it now, and we will have some suggestions for change, but at this point, I think we need to move it forward to a second reading. Is there any other comment tonight?
I have a comment.
Ms. Snyder, and then I'll get into Mr. Mason.
Of course, we all know I always wear the hat of the business community, and I think that government ought to live within their means. Having said that, we've spent a lot. We have a lot that we have to do. EPA is telling us that we have changes to make, and we do want to make sure that our police and our fire department, and we have good parks and recreations. And I would suggest, and I'd like to make an amendment tonight, that we raise the tax rate 20 cents with the stipulation when the debt service goes down that we go back to the original tax rate that we have right now. Because I feel like if we don't do the projects that we've already put on the books, we will be going backwards. And that is unusual for me to say that I want a tax increase, but I want the stipulation that we're going back to the original rate after our we pay some of these bonds down.
I will add to that, to explain that a little further. In 2 years, the debt service payment on the golf course drops by roughly $260,000. 2 years beyond that, or 4 years from now, it drops to 0. That will give us at that time between $550,000 and $600,000 more money. Now, this tax increase, this 26 cents, if you do your math, is something over $700,000, is it not? 900, okay. 26, when you do the math, 26 cents times $35,000, and you see what we're talking about. So it's, with cost controls, as good as this staff usually provides, we ought to be able to roll part of that back after this debt service goes down. But this debt service is for these projects that have been approved, including all of those that I outlined. Now, is any other, Mr. Mason?
I too agree with what you said, everything you said, Billy Paul, and I too have been here since '89 also.
You sure have. You're the senior alderman.
Yeah.
Second.
And the tax rate has been as high as $2.05, I know.
It was.
So that's, Mr. Ellis.
I want to say that we need to vote on this and send it forward, whether it's after we get on the amendment. I cannot support a full 26 cents, and I think that's what we'll all find. But I want to challenge each of us. We're going to have a special meeting in 2 weeks. If we want to cut the budget, bring in a list of things that you won't cut. Mr. Nutting, in order to cut the budget, just doesn't need to say we're just not going to give them any revenue. We need to bring in a list of we want to do these things, and that's what I plan to do. Now, the public hearing will be at the next regular meeting, won't it? Would that be in?
I think we need to do it at a televised meeting.
At a regular meeting, because that would be on second reading.
And that would be the 18th of January.
So this is not locking in a tax rate at this point. It's the first reading of a tax rate. Am I correct?
That is correct.
And we
You
can
can change it all the way to the third
all the way
reading.
to the third reading, okay.
That is right.
But we do have to have.
All right, we have an amendment proposed to change the proposed rate from 26 cents to 20 cents. Is there a second?
And reducing, going back to the original rate after the debt's paid off.
After which debt now?
What debt?
Yeah.
When the
spell-
bond service goes down.
You mean in 2016 or 2018? 2018 is when it's all gone, isn't it?
In 2016, we could reduce it 7 cents. In 2018, we could go down 14 more cents.
Oh. Be sure you spell that out correctly in your amendment, so that's clearly understood.
When the debt service drops, the tax rate will reduce by the amount it's dropped.
Okay. All right.
So there's
That-
not a dollar amount,
I got you.
according to this chart that Paul gave us.
Okay.
Well, according to, excuse me, I'm sorry. According to today, every $35,000 it drops.
She's saying
Percent
when
off.
the actual, all right, say when that debt service payment drops $260,
Okay.
then you would reduce your tax rate by that much. Mr. Knapp?
It's customary in my last city, we raised taxes, we lowered taxes whenever we felt it was appropriate to do so. Just a technicality, I'm not sure you can set rates from one fiscal year to the other. So I think what, I understand what Ms. Schneider is saying and agree with that, but I just don't think you can legally include it in a motion because you're setting a rate for other following years.
I agree with that. I don't think you can set it for fiscal year 2014 in this budget.
Let's go back.
All right, will you keep it at the 20 cents then without that if that's not legal at this time? All right. You're recommending that the rate be tax increase 20 cents instead of 26. Any discussion on the
Yes,
amendment?
Mr. Mayor.
Did you have a second on that? Excuse me.
No, there's no second.
No. Is there a second on her amendment?
Second.
Mr. Ellis? Now, Mr. Sneed.
I think we need to look back at some history of the cover letters that Mr. Nutting has provided this board in the past years. He is, and if you can remember, has advised us we need tax increases not just one time, but a series of tax increases and a series of utility rate increases.
Well,
So it's for the point of the possibility of, with the massive debt that this board has spent money and has created for projects that are not, in my opinion, necessary to some degree. We're in a situation where we're going to have to raise taxes, not just this year, but in future years.
Well, that remains to be seen, but that you're entitled to your opinion.
That's Mr. Nutting's letters. He's had those letters in his cover
Well,
letter.
first of all, we hadn't had an increase of any significance to even know what that would do. But I think we can see that this one might help get this thing well along. Any other comment on this
Mr.
proposal?
Mayor.
On the amendment? Yes, are you talking about the amendment?
I'm talking about.
Oh, you want to respond to
Yeah,
that?
respond to his statement. He suggested on the cover letter incremental. He
Yes.
has always suggested incremental. I can live with Mrs. Snyder's suggestion.
All right. Anything further on them before we vote on the amendment? We're voting now on the amendment. Vote your preference when your name is called.
Snyder.
Aye.
Carneal.
Aye.
Hubbard.
Aye.
Sneed.
Aye.
Head.
No.
Ellis.
Aye.
Mason.
Aye.
Passed 6-1.
All right, now we're voting now on the main motion of this ordinance, the tax with the one change of 20 cents as the tax rate instead of 26 cents. And of course, the budget later would have to be adjusted accordingly as far as making it balance. Anything further on the main motion? Please call the roll.
Mason. Ellis. Sneed.
No.
Carneal.
Aye.
Hubbard.
Aye.
Head.
No.
Snyder.
Aye.
Passed 5-2.
5-2. We move to 2.5. This is a first reading on setting the new schedule and rates for the water system. Ms. Watson will read this ordinance.
Ordinance 13-09.
This is not as long as the other.
An ordinance rescinding ordinance 12-08 in its entirety and setting a new schedule of rates and charges for the Springfield water system. Whereas it has become necessary to increase water rates in order to pay for increased cost of operations, maintenance, and debt service for the water system. And whereas Article 4, Section 13 of the Charter of the City of Springfield requires that the fixing of fees and charges be accomplished through legislative action, which must be exercised by ordinance. And now therefore be it ordained by the Board of Mayor and Aldermen of the City of Springfield, Tennessee, that ordinance 12-08 is hereby rescinded in its entirety, and a new schedule of rates and charges is hereby adopted as follows. Section 1, all direct retail customers shall pay a minimum monthly bill. The minimum bill shall include the treatment, transmission, storage, and distribution of the first 2,000 gallons of water per month. The minimum monthly bill for each customer class shall be as follows. Residential, city rates, $11.06. County rates, $16.60. Small commercial, less than or equal to 24,000 gallons per month, $17.01. City rate. $25.52, county rate. Large commercial, greater than or equal to 24,000 gallons per month. City rate, $25.51. County rates, $38.26. Industrial, city rate, $42.49. County rates, $63.74. Section 2, all retail customers shall pay a consumptive rate of all water usage in excess of the first 2,000 gallons per month. The use rate shall be for first 1,000 gallons and any fractional portion thereof. The use rate for each customer shall be as follows. 2,001 to 5,000 gallons, city rate $4.52 per 1,000 gallon. County rate $6.87 per 1,000 gallons. 5,001 to 20,000 gallons, city rate $3.90 per 1,000 gallon. County rate $5.85 per 1,000 gallons. 20,001 to 100,000 gallons, city rate $3.20 per 1,000 gallon. County rate $4.80 per 1,000 gallons. Greater than 100,000 gallons, city rate $2.74 per 1,000 gallon. County rates $4.11 per 1,000 gallons. Section 3, the charge for treatment, transmission, and storage for wholesale customers shall be as follows. Wholesale, $2.74 per 1,000 gallons. Section 4, credit for one water leak for each account shall be allowed in any 12 months period. Credit shall be in the amount of a maximum of 25% reduction in the total bill. Under no circumstances shall the bill be less than the annual average or best estimated annual average as a result of the utilization of the credit. Proof of the leak in the form of a plumber's invoice for repair will be required. Section 5, Ordinance 12-08 is hereby rescinded in its entirety. Any other ordinances in conflict herewith rescinded to the extent of the conflict only. Section 6, this ordinance shall become effective with billing of July 1, 2013.
All right, you've heard the reading of this ordinance. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Now, any discussion?
I probably have an unfair question, but
Go ahead.
says city rates for residential will go up to $11.41 per 2,000 gallon, I believe. How much is that today? Does anybody know that for sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it's $10.34. It's the minimum.
So it's going up about $1.
It's going,
$1.07.
yeah, everything's going up 7% in water. And that's basically, we have to finish in the black. The state financing board is watching us very carefully on our water fund balance. So this will help get the rate, help us put some more money to depreciation, and to help restore the very minimal fund balance that we have now.
Other questions or comments on this ordinance? All right, please call the roll.
Head,
Yes.
Carneal,
Aye.
Snyder, Mason, Hubbard,
Aye.
Ellis,
Aye.
Sneed.
Aye.
Pass 7-0.
Okay, 2.6 is also a first reading, and this is ordinance 13-10. And similarly, this is the proposed rates for the wastewater or sewer system. Ms. Conner?
Ordinance 13-10, an ordinance rescinding ordinance 12-09 in its entirety and setting a new schedule of rates and charges for the Springfield water sewer system. Whereas it has become necessary to increase sewer rates in order to pay for increased costs of operations, maintenance, and debt service for the sewer system. And whereas Article 4, Section 13 of the Charter of the City of Springfield requires that fixing of fees and charges be accomplished through legislative action which must be exercised by ordinance. Now therefore be it ordained by the Board of Mayor and Aldermen of the City of Springfield, Tennessee, that ordinance 12-09 is hereby rescinded in its entirety, and a new schedule of rates and charges is hereby adopted as follows. Section 1, all direct retail customers shall pay a minimum monthly bill. The minimum bill shall include the treatment and collection of the first 2,000 gallons of discharge per month. The minimum monthly bill for each customer class shall be as follows. Residential, city rate, $11.41. County rate, $17.12. Small commercial, less than or equal to 24,000 gallons per month, $22. City rates, $22.74. County rates, $34.10. Large commercial, greater than or equal to 24,000 gallons per month, city rate, $37.87. County rate, $56.81. Industrial, city rate, $151.17. County rate, $226.76. Section 2, all customers shall pay a use rate based on the volume of wastewater collected for treatment in excess of 2,000 gallons per month. The use rate shall be for each 1,000 gallons and any fractional portion thereof. The use rate for each customer shall be as follows. 2,001 to 5,000 gallons, city rate $6.13 per 1,000 gallons. County rates $9.20 per 1,000 gallons. 5,001 to 20,000 gallons, city rates $5.21 per 1,000 gallons. County rate $7.82 per 1,000 gallons. 20,001 to 100,000 gallons, city rate $4.33 per 1,000 gallons. County rate $6.50 per 1,000 gallons. Greater than 100,000 gallons, city rate $3.41 per 1,000 gallons. County rate $5.12 per 1,000 gallons. Section 3, credit for filling a swimming pool shall be given one time per year based on pool capacity. This credit cannot cause the monthly bill to fall below average usage. Section 4, all ordinances in conflict herewith are rescinded to the extent of the conflict only. Section 5, this ordinance shall become effective with billing of July 1, 2013.
All right, is there a motion with regard to ordinance 13-10?
So moved.
Second. Is there a second?
Ms. Mason.
Okay. Now, any discussion? Please call the roll.
Ellis.
Aye.
Hubbard.
Aye.
Sneed.
Aye.
Snyder. Carneal.
Aye.
Mason.
Aye.
Head.
Yes.
Pass 7-0.
All right, we're on 2.7 now. This also is a first reading. This amends Chapter 1 of the Private Acts of 1989 and any other acts amendatory thereto relative to the election of a vice mayor. Ms. Connie, will you read it, and then we'll work on it.
Ordinance 13-11, an ordinance to amend Chapter 1 of the Private Acts of 1989 and any other acts amendatory thereto relative to the election of the vice mayor. Whereas the City of Springfield, Tennessee is incorporated by Chapter 1 of the Private Acts of 1989 as amended of the General Assembly of the State of Tennessee, and whereas the Board of Mayor and Aldermen of the City of Springfield has determined that the present charter is in need of revision, and whereas the Board of Mayor and Aldermen has studied the present charter and has prepared a revised charter, now therefore be it ordained by the Board of Mayor and Aldermen of the City of Springfield, Tennessee as follows. Section 1. Chapter 158 of the Private Acts of 1927 as amended and rewritten by Chapter 1 of the Private Acts of 1989 as amended by Chapter 172 of the Private Acts of 1994 and any other acts amendatory thereto is amended by deleting Article 4, Section 2 in its entirety and by substituting instead the following new language. Section 2, election of vice mayor. The Board of Mayor and Aldermen at the first regular meeting in December after the general city election in every even-numbered year shall elect one of their members as vice mayor to carry out the duties of the mayor in his or her absence for a term of 2 years. If the office of the mayor becomes vacant, the vice mayor shall become mayor for the remainder of the unexpired term or until the next general election, whichever occurs first, at which time the voters shall elect a mayor to fill their unexpired term. If the vacancy occurs less than 20 days before the latest time for the filing nominating petitions for candidates in the election, the vice mayor shall fill the vacancy until the end of the mayoral term. The Board of Mayor and Aldermen shall elect another of its members to the office of vice mayor to service the remainder of the unexpired 2-year vice mayor's term. Upon the expiration of the vice mayor's term on June 30th, 2012, the Board of Mayor and Aldermen shall, at its regular meeting in June 2013, elect one of its members to serve as vice mayor from July 1, 2013 until the first regular meeting in December 2014, at which time another election for vice mayor shall be held for a term of 2 years. Section 2, nothing in this act shall be construed as reducing the terms of office of the vice mayor. Section 3, this act shall have no effect unless it is approved by a 2/3 vote of the legislative body of the city of Springfield within 90 days of its signing by the governor of the state of Tennessee. Its approval or non-approval shall be proclaimed by the presiding officer of the legislative body and certified to the Secretary of State. Section 4, for the purpose of approving or rejecting the provisions of this act, it shall be effective upon becoming a law, the public welfare requiring it. For all other purposes, it shall become effective as provided in Section 3.
Thank you, Ms. Connie. Is there a motion that this ordinance be considered?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Now, this is a housekeeping measure. You understand that, to make our charter consistent with the election schedule that we have now, et cetera. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Carneal.
Aye.
Head.
Yes.
Sneed.
Aye.
Mason.
Aye.
Snyder.
Aye.
Ellis.
Aye.
Hubbard.
Slip of tongue.
7-0.
Don't be voting for me.
Don't you change your name. 2.8 is Resolution 13-14, which would declare certain property as surplus and authorizing the disposal of such. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Hubbard.
Surplus property.
Aye.
Snyder.
Aye.
Carneal.
Aye.
Sneed.
Aye.
Head.
Yes.
Ellis.
Aye.
Mason.
Aye.
Pass 7-0.
All right, now we move to the administrative portion of the agenda. The first item is the monthly adjustment of retail electric rates due to the wholesale cost, fuel cost adjustment by TVA. What's the news there?
I think it's about 2.3 cents increase.
Okay, so,
This month.
all right.
Due to the high price of buying power and also the natural gas prices.
All right. Do we have a motion? We need a motion on this.
So moved.
Second.
Second, any discussion? Please call the roll.
Mason.
Aye.
Ellis.
Aye.
Sneed.
Aye.
Carneal.
Aye.
Hubbard.
Aye.
Head.
Yes.
Snyder.
Aye.
Pass 7-0.
Next is the similar adjustment of monthly gas rates for the gas department. Mr. Hall.
We went down 0.95%.
Yes, sir.
1%.
Almost 1%. All right, that's good. Is there a motion this be considered?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Discussion? Please call the roll.
Snyder.
Aye.
Carneal.
Aye.
Hubbard.
Aye.
Sneed.
Aye.
Head.
Yes.
Ellis.
Aye.
Mason.
Aye.
Pass 7-0.
All right. 3.3 is to discuss and possibly take action on returning the former county dispatchers to Robertson County employment to request that Robertson County E911 dedicate the necessary consoles to allow the city of Springfield to dispatch its emergency calls only. We've talked about this at numerous sessions. Is there a motion this be acted upon?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Head,
Yes. Excuse me. Did you need to speak to this?
I think,
All right,
because.
you add something to it. We've been speaking.
Well, what I'm going to suggest, as you know, we've had the study performed by MTAS and CTAS. They agree with our position. It looks as though, I mean, after we had our last meeting, and Mr. Ellis was there, after they got the news, it just didn't seem that they were going to act immediately on what our concerns were going to be. And the issue is, if we're going to be paying the same as we would have if we just kept our own service, which we are now, or no matter how you do it, if we're going to be paying the same rate, what I would recommend at the appropriate time is that we go ahead and just send the former county dispatchers back to the county so they can work for them directly, and our dispatchers will work for us. But the suggestion is the county is always a couple of months behind in their budget process. And so although they haven't given us a specific indication that they would do anything about it, there is certainly a possibility that they will be discussing this at budget, and they will be making a proposal to us, but it'll probably be around September. And we really have nothing to lose to wait at least a few more months, because we're not going to, although we may not make any less in that period of time, we're not going to be paying any more.
What are you suggesting, this be pulled then?
No, what I'm suggesting is that, first of all, this is for discussion and where we are, because we have told them that we are going to, in fact, by resolution, send these dispatchers back. So my recommendation is that you vote to do that, with the qualification that, however, if we hear from them after the budget process, not to do it until after the county budget process, to give them some opportunity to make some offer to the cities that we can reduce our costs.
Are you wanting to reword any of this?
No. I mean,
Mr. Mayor, I think
Yes,
we're
sir.
getting into the same situation that, I say our legal advisor over there, he's probably wanting to say something. It's probably like the issue a while ago. You can't make an amendment contingent on something. It's just going to have to happen, and we'll change it. Would that be right?
Mr. Balfour, Mr. Speed's read your mind, maybe, or not?
I'm not sure there's a motion on the floor.
There isn't.
There's not.
Is it?
there
Got it?
was a motion.
Yes, you did too. It's
Yeah.
on there.
Yeah, there's a motion on the floor.
So what is the motion?
Well,
I'm
the
not sure.
motion
What
is
is the
what,
motion?
is what was as stated here, discuss and possibly act on returning the Robertson County dispatchers to their employment and to request that the E911
Yeah, Mr.
consoles be reconfigured so that we do our own calls only. That's what we read.
Mr. Ellis made the motion, I second.
Okay.
That's what this says.
So that's-
If we're not
Okay.
ready to do it, let's don't do it. But if it's on here and we want action, that's what it says.
well, to discuss it, you know, it,
We have discussed it up and down and backwards and forwards. It needs to be acted on.
It's a checkmate for them. They need to know.
Put a deadline on it and get done.
well,
with it.
I'll listen to
actually,
anybody that wants to make a statement on it, but we've discussed it, we've had it pretty
yeah,
much.
actually, you're right. I mean, you buy the resolution, we can act right now. So just remember, we're not saving any money. All we're saying is, you know what, we're just not taking your calls at our cost. You worry about it.
Okay. May I ask a question? So this won't affect
Yes.
our fire, police?
No.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and,
We'll be taken care of it as we presently do. Anything further? Call the roll, please.
Do we have
We have a motion in a second.
a date?
No.
No, it's not in there.
Well, it's really whenever you want to do it, but there's going to have to be some transition time. There's going to have to be a good month or so to give them notice that the dispatcher's coming back to them.
1st July?
July 1.
That would be, I think that would be
All right,
fine.
amender, and does the maker of the motion and the one who amended it agree to that date?
I made the motion.
Effective July
I
1?
got second.
Okay.
I do.
No, Sneed.
Sneak.
All right. Everybody clear on that?
Effective July 1.
July 1. Please call the roll.
Head.
Yes.
Carneal.
Aye.
Snyder. Mason. Hubbard.
Aye.
Ellis. Sneed.
Aye.
Pass 7-0.
All right, now we have 4 parade applications. Is there a motion this be taken together?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion on those?
So just read them, so.
That would be the Springfield Police Department to hold a Click It or Ticket campaign, press conference on the square, May the 24th from 11:45 to 2 p.m. Secondly, the Robertson County Chamber of Commerce Annual Taste of Country on the square, June 7th from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. and June 8th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And also the Robertson County's Chamber of Commerce Taste of Country request to hold a 5K race on the same date of June 8th from 7:30 to 9 a.m. Third, Greater Faith Community Action Corporation wants to have its annual drug awareness campaign on the square on June 22nd from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And the Bransford High Alumni Association requests to hold a parade on August 3rd from 10 a.m. until 12 p.m. That's the list. You have made a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
All these been approved, right?
The police department is okay. Thank you, Chief. Anything further? Please call the roll, Ms. Collins.
Ellis. Hubbard.
Aye.
Sneed.
Aye.
Snyder. Carneal.
Aye.
Mason. Head.
Yes.
Pass 7-0.
All right, now 3.5 is to discuss and possibly take action on incurring costs for task orders 3B and 4 under the Gresham Smith and Partners contract to design sewer improvements as required by EPA. Is there a motion?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
All right, any discussion now?
What is it, sir?
Mr.
Lemasters.
Lemasters, you want to speak to that, please, sir? Mr. Lemasters is Director of Water and Wastewater Services.
This is somewhat similar to the previous request where we broke out task order 3 into 3A and 3B. Hydromax and CSL are finishing up the second batch of subbasins. You know, they started out looking at subbasins 13, 14, and 3BCC. That's the one that discharges into Circle Drive. 3A got them to stay in town so they could start work on looking at the sewers in subbasins 3, 4A, 4B, and 5. While they're getting close to finishing that up, and the next subbasins would be, and this really doesn't mean anything to y'all, subbasins 7, 9, 10, and 11. Those are basically in kind of the downtown area where the sewers are in pretty bad shape. It basically keeps them here so that they won't demobilize with work elsewhere and then have to get them back. Task order 4 is where Gresham Smith and Partners is going to be incurring costs developing the plans and specifications and the bidding documents to where you can actually start getting contractors to submit bids on the construction for the sewers that are in subbasin 3BCC. That's the one where Circle Drive is located. But we anticipate bringing the actual task orders to the board in the June meeting for task order 3B and task order 4, but they'd like to incur costs now before we can get to that point.
Other questions of Mr. Lemasters? Mr. Ellis?
I do, but I don't want to go ahead. Has all this been bid? I mean, do we have the monies approved to do this?
Yes.
Hydromax and CSL are subcontractors to the Gresham Smith and Partners, the engineering company that we hired last year to help us administrate this contract.
So did that mean that we have the money to pay? Is that
The money's in that bond
The money's
issue.
in the bond issue?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're saying that we don't have to bid
That is correct.
these three things?
That is correct.
Mr. Doe?
Yes, in the contract with Gresham Smith and Partners, there are 9 task orders, I believe.
12, actually.
12, okay. And they've all been approved. And it's just up to you to decide when you want to implement them. Obviously, we're just trying to move as fast as possible to get things identified, at the same time leaving enough money to actually make these repairs.
Actually, the 12, we've not even looked at 5 through 12, but they anticipate certain things to occur next year, the year after, the year after, and the year after in various task orders. But we'll get to each of those as we make that progression.
All right, any other questions, Mr. Lemaster? Thank you, Roger. Any other discussion?
Yes.
Ready for vote? Let's vote your preference.
Carneal.
Aye.
Head.
Yes.
Sneed.
Aye.
Mason.
Aye.
Snyder.
Aye.
Ellis.
Aye.
Hubbard.
Aye.
Passed 7-0.
Now, 3.6 is to discuss and take action on projects to be funded with TDOT reimbursement for water main locations. Paul, do you want to speak to that?
I would, Mayor. Roger has, this is bond money that had to be used for those particular projects that Roger has spelled out in his memo. And I essentially agree with what Roger recommends as far as projects, with the qualification that we've got a couple of issues that, let me see here, let me get the right. Okay, that are pending, and that is the repair of the sludge lagoon at the water treatment plant. And also, as we've filled the tank, the new tank, we want to make sure that the pumps and everything are operating to a, efficient, to high efficiency at East Hillcrest, which is actually where the water gets pumped from there to the elevated storage tank. With that qualification, I certainly agree with Mr. Lee Masters' recommendations.
All right, we need a motion in order to proceed.
Move for approval.
And a second.
Second.
Is there any discussion?
I have a question
Go ahead, Mr. Head.
about number 3. Roger, does that involve the houses on North Main, between North Main and Cheatham Park? Is that what we're talking about?
Yes.
And we're talking about replacing that line going through those backyards?
Yes, sir.
Is that, well, would that be done, are we going to dig that, or is that going to be done with the bore?
That particular project involves, the existing sewer line starts in the houses that are just opposite Cheatham Park School. And it goes under several houses, right in the middle of those properties. It crosses another road and it goes under some more houses and some patios for about 2 blocks. What we'd like to do is to divide this up into 2 projects. The first part that's near Cheatham's Park School, we would actually lay the new sewer out into the street, run northward almost to 3rd Avenue. We put a manhole there with some submersible pumps, and those 7 or 8 houses, their sewer line would just be extended to that new line, and the existing line would be abandoned. The pump station would then pump several hundred feet to an existing manhole on 3rd Avenue. The second part would begin just past 3rd Avenue, and the line where it goes under a house and under some patios would actually be moved to the east. It'd be out from everything. It's right, kind of like along some property lines where we'd have better access to it. And the proposal is that all I'm doing is asking permission to look at these projects to be funded with the money we're getting back from TDOT. I know there's more projects here than what we can actually fund. So we're just going to, whatever money we have, we'll just pick the ones that we can actually do.
Other comments or questions?
Call for questions, sir.
All right, questions been called for. State your preference when Ms. Connie calls your name.
Hubbard.
Aye.
Snyder.
Aye.
Carneal.
Aye.
Sneed.
Aye.
Head.
Yes.
Ellis.
Aye.
Mason.
Aye.
Passed 7-0.
All right, 3.7 is to discuss and possibly take action on the acquisition of property located at 2506 Queen Anne Court. Is there a motion?
Move for approval.
Second?
Second, get it on the floor.
All right, in discussion.
Mr., I want to just a total legal discussion. Mr.
You want Mr.
Bortrip,
Alford's help?
sir?
You want his help on this?
Yes, I want
All
his.
right, Jim?
Yes, sir. To take this to court, how much money would would cost us?
All I can give you is an approximation. My fees and the appraiser's fees and be some court costs, court reporter and stuff, probably $4,000 or $5,000. That's probably what we're looking at.
Now, I see this proposal is $76,000 to remedy the whole situation. So what do you feel?
In the condemnation cases I've tried, it's been my experience that the juries, I don't say they split it 50-50 because they usually don't. They come in somewhere between the appraisal that our expert witness testifies to and the appraisal that the property owner's expert witness testifies to. I can't sit here and tell you I know what a jury will do, but that's what they tend to do.
But I'm saying, is it $76,000 within the range of just eliminating going to court and just rectifying the whole situation?
I can't say it's worth going to court over $5,000.
That's what and that's the reason why I asked you that.
Pragmatically.
Right.
I mean, it kind of hurts.
Right. And the reason why I ask you that is simply because I want this to go away. I know there were some certain situations that were questioned and stuff like this, but I do also know that Mr. Allen Ellis said he really need this because this is the primary house need to move. And I would like to just conclude it tonight with the understanding of we're going to take care of this and get it out of the way, and the next time we're going to be very careful when we're dealing with situations like this. So that's kind of why I asked you those questions. That's all I have to say.
At this point, Mr. Batson has refused the city's offer to purchase his property at the subject to flooding appraisal price of $71,100. I think Alderman Head had talked with him, and Mr. Batson would accept $76,000 for the property is what's been told. Mm-hmm. So this is, we need to decide what you want to do with it. We've already offered him the $71,100. He's turned that down. So what is your pleasure?
We voted on that, 71-1. We've never voted on
Well,
it.
you voted to make him the offer.
Made him the offer, okay.
Yes,
So,
and he has declined it.
well, I just proceed.
Proceed with,
He'll have to decide whether he wants to take it to court or not, I guess. I mean, that's all.
We have
No,
to
we
decide.
decide.
We decide.
Yes.
Yeah.
that's what,
That's why I asked the lawyer what I asked him.
But okay, I'm asking enough questions.
I have a question.
it's not.
Well, I guess I have a statement. I'm afraid that we've already bought 2 of the houses. If we go to court, I'm afraid the judge is going to say, you bought 2, so you got to buy the other one at the appraised value.
Well, it wouldn't be the judge, it'd be the jury.
The jury.
But the way that eminent domain, we'd make a determination that it's property we need for a public purpose. We file a suit to condemn it or to take the property and pay into court the figure that we think is proper. Mr. Batson at that time would have the ability to put on whatever proof he wants to as to why it's not enough money, and the jury decides.
So our due diligence is to decide whether we think whatever the cheapest situation in this case is. And
I
unfortunately,
think we're talking about money.
Unfortunately, I'm afraid that I'm in favor of going ahead and doing the transaction.
Well, Mr. Ludwig,
Yeah, I think our due diligence is to do ethics, okay, to handle this ethically. And Mr. Batson was never a part of this issue. he wasn't harmed by anything. He inserted himself into this issue strictly for monetary gain. You know, when we pay the Lees, they were impacted. When we pay everybody else, they were impacted to some degree. And we made these choices based on to the degree that we thought that they were severely impacted. Now, the reason Mr. Batson was able to buy a house for $45,000 that the city offered to pay $50,000, so if you don't think that smells bad, it's because it was flood damaged, okay? It's completely surrounded by water right up to the foundation when you get 3 inches of rainfall in a certain period of time, okay? So the fact is that he went in here, he had no issue here. He simply cold-bloodedly went out there and bought this house because he knew once an appraisal came in, he was going to be able to make money, okay? It's unethical as heck, okay? Now, he cornered everybody, okay? He can do that, okay? It's not ethical, but he can do it. And the rules of the game say this. We have to, if we have an appraiser, and we had 2 appraisals on it, one at flood damage, one not flood damage, we chose to give him the flood damaged amount. It's within the rules of the game. I don't like it. I think it stinks. He made money off a bad situation, and every citizen in this city ought to know it. And the rules of the game say he's entitled to $71,100 or whatever the amount is.
Which we've offered.
Which we'd offered. And I want every citizen in Springfield to know that's not good enough for him. He held you up for $26,100.
I need to,
All right, now just a moment. You want to?
I need to make a comment.
Okay.
Now, we could have rectified that situation when the McNabbs asked us to buy the house when we gave the $120,000. Okay, this is where I saw, and I use the word discrimination. See, all of that by not making a move that night, had brought all of this back on us. Okay, I can understand what you're saying, sir, but the thing about it is, okay, we are facing a situation, rectify the situation, because if we go to court, it probably end up the same way, and I understand what you're saying. We have the authority to just go and get rid of it, not cater to Mr. Batson. This is not catering to him, but it's just to eliminate dragging something off that we need to hurry up and get rid of. That's
Okay,
that's
you've made.
Yes, I do.
All right, Mr.
Well,
Nutting.
the fact is, the McNabbs lost their house, okay? If the McNabbs were in that house, they would have gotten at not flood value because they were no cause of this problem. Mr. Batson knew what the problem was. He was not impacted by this at all, and he chose to insert himself into this for monetary gain, and that's all I'm saying.
All right, now at this point, let me clarify where we are. We have a motion and a second that this matter be considered, but it didn't spell out any action. So I guess we stop at this point and make a motion and a second as to what specific action you wish to take. Am I correct?
The motion was spelled out to have action.
But you got to say what that action is, and this memorandum doesn't say that. So
Okay.
it says discuss and possible take action on the acquisition of property.
Well, Mayor, I'd like to make a suggestion.
Okay.
My recommendation is simply on this. You are cornered into this. I want everybody to know that. You're cornered into making this. What my suggestion is, because of the ethics involved, that you keep this an arm's length transaction and let the court decide what Mr. Batson can get. Therefore, he's not involving you in this directly. You're going to let the court decide. Yes, we could pay a little more, we could pay what we offered, and who knows, we may even pay a little less.
So you recommend that we proceed with condemnation?
Yes, sir.
All right, we need a motion to that effect.
So moved.
So second. Second. Duly seconded. Any discussion? Ms. Sneed, you have something to say on that, excuse me.
I don't have any discussion on the amendment. I'll wait till it gets back to the main motion.
Well, this is really the main motion, because the other was it just be considered and didn't spell any
I think I
action.
made a motion.
No,
No,
there was,
I just brought it to the floor.
other just that it be considered, just the acquisition of property.
Just for clarity, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Nutting mentioned that we made an offer for $50,000, but somehow the lien holder that took back the house from McNabb's sold it for $5,000 less. How did the lien holder not take the highest bid?
Well, that's what I'd like to know.
I'm sure people who are watching it may have caught that. Well, how did they do that? Okay.
Mr. Mayor, can I be recognized? I'm involved in this. I appreciate your time.
Mr. Batson, if you'll come and be brief, yes, sir?
I'm Billy Batson. I live at 113 Golf Club Lane. And some of the statements that Mr. Nutting has made are true, and some of them are untrue. I was contacted 6 months before you ever purchased the first house. Mr. Batson, I have a sign in the yard. I understand it either you or your brother built these houses. These 4 houses that's in question here tonight has a benchmark on them, put on there by Mr. Allen Ellis. At some point in time, Mr. Batson, I built all 87 of them. At some point in time, these 4 houses are subject to flood. Not the house, but they're subject to have water at some point in time. You be sure that you bring me a letter from a stamped engineer saying that you will build this foundation above the 100-year floodplain before you start framing. I got Steve Arts to deliver Allen Ellis a letter saying that that was done. Now, I understood that these houses were subject to flood, not the house. It had to raise 5 more feet to get the house. But the lot is subject to water. I don't know how you feel like that this is unethical. And you made a wrong statement when you said 50,000. Why don't you tell the truth and say 30,000? Because that gentleman sitting beside you is when it made the $30,000 offer. I made an offer of $45,000 to a mortgage company. And he said, Mr. Batson, that won't buy an $86,000 house. Why don't you call Gina Holt, the assistant manager of the city, and asked her if she had purchased it? And the lady called her and she said, I don't have that authority. It will be 15 to 20 days before I can get it back to record before the mayor and all. I forgot it, and so did she forget it. 1 month later, 4 days later, I got a call going to the Cracker Barrel's dinner. Mr. Batson, the board of directors of the bank has decided that they will take your offer of $45,000 that you made back of September of 2010, before you ever purchased any house over there. I come to your office and asked you personally, Mr. Nutty, are you going to purchase this house? Well, Mr. Batson, I don't really think so. I went to that gentleman's driveway and stood in his garage door sitting beside you and asked him. And he said, we're not purchasing any more houses. I asked this gentleman, and he said, we've done purchased more houses than we need now. I asked Mr. Hubbard, and he said he was not going to purchase any more houses. I haven't done anything immoral or illegal or unethical. Unethical was when you offered a woman $30,000 for an $86,000 house. You are not getting my house unless you pay me. And your own attorney sitting over there said, generally speaking, they split the difference. This gentleman asked me, would I sign him a letter saying that I would split the difference? You paid everyone else the full value. You hired Carol Croft to give you an appraisal on these houses subject to water. Not in the kitchen sink, not under the house, not in the commode or anywhere else. On the lot. And what did she say? Take off this amount of money for this house. Take off this amount for this house. And when you get to Mr. Batson, it's just like the gentleman sitting there said. It's discrimination because of me. Thank you for your kindness.
All right, let me clarify where we're at. Bruce, I went back to check because I was with Jim. What you did do, I think, was, did he make the motion?
He made the motion.
Okay, to acquire it, but you didn't say how. So we've got to clear that up. Mr. Ellis's is a specific thing on condemnation, is what he was doing. And that can be in the form of an amendment to acquiring it or whatever else. But do you want to go forward with, I'm going to go back to you and say we're going to yield to you. And if you want to spell something out, and then if Jerome wants to make an amendment, he can do so.
Let me clarify my motion.
Yes,
My
you
motion-
complete your motion.
My motion would be to accept the offer Mr. Batson has made for $76,000 for his property.
All right, is there a second now to your, who seconded?
Hubbard.
All right, you agree with that then, obviously. All right, now that's the motion on the table. Now, Mr. Ellis, you want to make an amendment? Or do you want to just vote that up or
I want to
down?
go back, I'd like to go back to something I did last month, I think. I'd like to make an amendment and not buy the house. Let it sit there. Now, I know the city needs that, but we can run water around it, over it, or whatever. But I'll make that as amendment, and then we'll
Well,
see where it
why
goes.
don't you just vote? I mean, you can do that if you want to.
You'll vote on this one first.
You want to vote on yours?
Now, go
Okay.
ahead with his.
Well, no, his is going to be the motion, the main motion, and you're amending it to say you don't want to buy it. Why don't you just vote against it?
I will.
Now, I'll let you try to amend it.
No, that's fine.
I think that will accomplish what you want to do.
What you're doing is.
All right, the motion's on the floor. It's duly seconded.
He's already made
Well,
Ellis did.
all right, let's do this. This one's gotten complicated. You move to condemn. Did you get a second?
Yes.
All right,
Mason.
let's do your motion. Let's deal with your motion and your amendment. We're going to take that as an amendment. We'll take care of it and then go back to the main motion. Any discussion on Mr. Ellis's amendment?
This is the motion that's been properly seconded to go to condemnation.
To condemnation. That's right. We're on condemnation amendment. Okay?
Vote to go to condemnation.
Correct. Jim, are we all right now? All right. And that's going to nullify this other.
What do we vote?
Okay.
What do we vote on?
We're voting on your amendment
My amendment
to condemn, or to say,
to leave the house there.
to leave it there, not hurt. Is that what you're saying?
Hey, that's what I intended to say.
Well, then, why don't you just vote against this
I
thing?
will.
All
I
right.
withdraw mine.
All right, you're withdrawing it. That cleans it up. Now we're back on Bruce's motion to purchase it for $76,100, correct?
Ready for question?
$76,000.
$76,000 even. And it's duly seconded. Is everybody clear
Yes,
on
sir.
this?
Do the second, ready to vote.
Ready to go home too, I know.
Ready to vote. Vote on.
That's the motion.
Let's vote.
I have a quick statement to make.
All right.
I totally agree with what Paul said in his letter. I truly believe, having been to court on business, we'll lose.
Okay. But it's now before you, 76,000. If you favor that, vote aye. If you oppose, vote no. Let's go.
Mason.
All right, no,
Mason.
no.
No. Okay. Ellis.
No.
Sneed. Carneal.
No.
Hubbard.
Aye.
Head.
Yes.
Snyder.
Aye.
Pass 4-3.
All right. Taken care of. We move to 3.8. Discuss and possibly take action on the disposition of properties to be acquired by the city-owned Queen Anne Court. What numbers are we talking about there, Mr. Nick?
Well, you've got, after we purchase all 3 properties, and Mr. Balthrop, have we closed on any of them yet?
We've closed on the leads, we have the paperwork ready to close on the Gene Tax account, and checks will be Friday, anticipate closing that Friday or possibly Monday. And we haven't done anything on one that's approved tonight.
Okay. Well, once those are in our possession, then we have to decide what we're going to do with them, demolish them, or what have you.
Do you need action on this tonight, or will it wait for 2 weeks?
It can wait. We don't need action. Mr. Head asked it to be put on the agenda.
Yeah, I just wanted to discuss, I didn't want to start tearing down something.
Calm down.
You just want some information on it tonight? or-
No. As long as it's gonna come back before us, I don't know.
Okay, so let's bring it up either at the next one or the one after that, as is needed. If there's no objection, we're gonna let that go.
But we passed the 76,000.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
done.
That's
This
done.
is, this
So-
is the next item, 3.8, and that's, there'll be no action on that. 3.9,
Thank you.
going back to Mr. Rusty Fox's deal where he's got a portion of the 16th hole, is that it?
Mhm.
It's a golf course that you want to bring us up to date on that one, Paul?
Well, Mr. Head requested that this be put on. As you know, we made an offer to Mr. Fox, $5,000 for 13,000 square feet of property. He had requested access to the manhole across the creek that is on the city side, and we had consented to pay all legal and survey costs related for him to establish his ownership, and I think that's fair, and I think the manhole for him, and I think I've explained 5 reasons why that is not a good idea. Number one, it has nothing to do with the property that in question, and I think that needs to be left for development. The city engineer has brought a topographical map to show you how difficult it's going to be to sewer a subdivision through that manhole. I feel, even if it were part of it and there was something related to this and we did do it, it wouldn't even be suitable to sewer the entire subdivision.
So your recommendation is that we don't change anything but what
That's right.
We made him an offer, he's not pleased with that we leave it alone, is that what you're saying?
And I believe we are in legal possession of the property.
Mr. Mayor, can you make a motion?
There's no action necessary tonight unless you want to act on this thing.
I want to act to accept Mr. Nutting's recommendation.
All right, you want to word it again, Paul?
Well, I think the cleanest thing, if you want to do that, is just say we are not changing our offer to Mr. Fox. He can either take it or reject it, but we've legally got possession of the property. So I think really you can choose to specifically deny him that, or just once again reaffirm that we've made the offer to you.
So you want to vote?
I want to once again reaffirm that we gonna stick by our offer of $5,000 and that's it.
Is that it, Paul? That's fine. All right, is there a second? Second? I don't hear a second. No action?
Oh, no. Mr. Fox's original request did request a sewer main and manhole on his side of the creek. On his side of the creek. He did request that.
Yes, I know, but
But
we
we
was also
agreed to it.
but in discussion with us, we said, why would we do that? If you want to have an easement to cross to get that, for whatever reason you want, it's no problem with us. You'd have had to cross it anyway, even if it was your property. You'd make that choice whether you're going to do that or not. Why is that our problem? Why is that our issue? And that's why we didn't do it. We gave him the opportunity to have an easement to get on our property to access it if he wanted it, and that was part of the motion. And that's what he got.
Displacing myself in his situation, that's what I would want also. That's my, and the cost involved, $15,000. I mean, that's a lot of money. But the cost involved is also, that's labor, if we do it ourselves, that's labor we're going to incur anyway, that's overhead we have anyway. You know, we're talking about materials and engineering, basically. That's my.
You want to make a motion then?
I'll make a motion. I'll make a motion that we amend our original agreement to include a sewer manhole on his side of the creek.
You have a second with that? Is there a second on Mr. Head's motion? Dies for lack of a second. We have no action to report, okay? We move now to 3.10. Discuss and possibly take action on a street identification. I don't know what that quite meant for emergency response to Curtis Wood Lane. The problem there is emergency services have difficulty because Curtis Wood Lane has two different segments. One is accessed only from Black Patch Drive. The other is accessed from the east, from the west side off of, is that Hogan going in there or what? It's right off of 431. How is that? Hogan? Okay. So it gets confusing, and if they have gone in one way on the wrong side there, you've got to, depending on how those numbers run, you could have a delay, in, as has happened a time or two, in getting to that. So what's the, here was a complaint we had about a recent call to a location at 2909. Is that one of those off of Black Patch? The Springfield Fire Unit arrived in 4 minutes. The ambulance was in 7 because the ambulance went in off of the other side. Is that correct? That's what I'm assuming, or do you not know? Okay. All right, the west side of Curtis Wood Lane has 15 houses. The east side, the one off Black Patch, has approximately 51 houses. And that gets to be, it's easily confused. So what's the solution proposed?
Yes.
Mr. Ellis?
I won't take but just a very short minute. This property is, you know, Black Patch Curtis Wood starts at Black Patch. It goes about halfway through. It's a dead end. There's no roof. Then it picks up over close to 431. There's a stretch in there, and the fire department is having no problems. They come in from, if it's on the Black Patch side, they come in from that station. If it's on the 431 station, they come from the other. The emergency management people had a problem. This is the second one that we've had. They've had a meeting. They are addressing it, and it looks like that the shortest side going up to 431 with 15 homes will be renamed. Renamed. That's what it'll be. It could be North Curtis Wood, or no, it could be west and east. But I think they're wanting to look at a new name for the where the 15 houses are. So that's all we have.
You just reported.
Yes, sir.
All right. Very good. Now we move to the consent portion of the agenda. Is there a motion?
A motion to accept the total consent.
I figured that. Is there a second?
Mama's waiting on me.
Who was the second? All right. That requires no discussion. Please vote your preference.
Mason.
Aye.
Ellis.
Aye.
Sneed. Carneal.
Aye.
Hubbard.
Aye.
Head.
Yes.
Snyder. Pass 7-0.
All right, Mr. City Manager, you have a
Okay.
quick report.
Ms. Holt, what did we offer the real estate company?
Let's see. On April the 8th of 2011, the price was reduced to $59,000, and we told the agent that we would offer $50,000, and in 8 days we would have a board meeting, and I can get that confirmed. But they were pretty much willing to go for the $50,000 on April 8th, and then April 11th, she called me and said if somebody else bought it when we did the work on the house, couldn't we when we did the work on the house next door, couldn't we fix it so that the 2506 house would not have any flooding? And then the very next day, I got a call from Mr. Batson and the agent, and they said that he had purchased the house for $45,000.
Thank you. Okay, this is my report, Mr. Batson. This is my report.
You got yours, Mr. Batson, that's okay.
Just a moment. This is the city manager's report. He is entitled, Mr. Batson, you can be escorted from the room if you're going to persist in that. I gave you a chance to speak. He's making his report, and then this meeting is concluded.
Okay, just gave you the quarterly report. Sorry it's late. Budget, that's what the problem was. Also got notification today from Mr. Whitlow at the school board that the resolution to fund the architect design for the new school failed again. And I wanted to show you how the commissioners voted. You have the phone numbers of every county commissioner. I think you really need to talk one-on-one. Every one of you needs to pick up the phone and talk to every one of our county commissioners about this. And that's all I have.
All right, we've had a long agenda, Mr. Smith.
Yes, there's one thing, this board's asked Mr. Ning to do a lot of things, and he's pulled rabbits out of the hat to get some of the stuff done in the past. And I can recall each time that he's been asked to do some things, he's looked at all of us in different meetings and said, you've got to give me some funding to pay for this. We can't, you know. We've cut him 6 cents on the property tax he asked for. The employees are with the increase in pay that they're getting this year, it's inflation rate eats that up. There's $210,000 he's going to have to cut from the budget as it was proposed. That's about $30,000 per member. I don't know if you need any help in finding that, but I'm not going to put all that burden on you. And I can find $30,000 to help you so that you can say, well, you didn't give it to me, you find it. I'll find it if you need me to. Thank you.
All right, is there any other comment? All right, we will stand adjourned until June 4th.
Yeah, you're right. We shouldn't.
No.
But really.